Yo, what is going on? Good morning, this is Andrew, ZERODRAWDREW, Pip Cash Administration. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, like this, subscribe, keep us motivated, keep putting this content out, and let's get into it. So we're here with a weekly analysis. It is Sunday, July 31st, 2022, and let's get it. So we're going to start with GBPUSD. GBPUSD on the weekly chart, as you can see, we got that bullish push up from that 1.19600 support level as explained in last week's video. As you can see right here on the daily chart, we are starting to form this inverted like crown pattern, so I do think eventually we do want to push up, but in the short term I think we might want to push down due to this doji candle that has happened over here. Looking at the hourly chart, we had this bull trap to this trend line right here, which made this price come down. So we're not reading any price action on the hourly chart right now to really work with, but all buyer liquidity is above this trend line right here. So what I would do is I would wait for a session of your choice, like London session and New York session, and react to one of the levels listed and kind of play it by day. Looking at this, I think we might drive up, trap bulls above there, and then start to push down, and then just kind of react to the levels you see and just play it like that, right? Next, GBPJPY. We got this. We've been in a range this past couple weeks, but we got this strong rejection back into value. We talked about this last week. I said look for bull traps above this 164.650 resistance level, and that's what happened. We had this engulfing, and then the price started to push down. Looking at the daily chart, we do have this crown-like pattern, so I do think overall price might want to dip down to 159.950, which might push GBPUSD down overall as well. Looking at the hourly chart, we don't have any price action to just short off the map, but similar to last week we got that bullish candle and then it engulfed it. We might get something like that this week. So on a 15-minute chart, all seller liquidity is below this trend line right here. All buyer liquidity is up there. So we might get on the open, it might drop, trap bears, push up to buyer liquidity, and then later in the week we might trap bulls and then move down. So what you guys want to do is just kind of wait for a session of your choice, like London, New York session, and just react to the levels listed and play it by day. Looking at this right now, we don't have any price action on the hourly chart to really work with, so I would wait a day or two until you could kind of get that reaction, right? But I do think overall GBPJPY we want to drop down to 159.950. So yeah, we might need a little bit of price action on the daily chart before that happens, right? That is GBPJPY. EURUSD. EURUSD, we have this doji candle on the weekly chart. We talked about this last week and kind of called it perfectly. I said look for support down at this level over here, and that's what happened. We had bear traps over there early in the middle of the week, and then we swung up to these resistance levels up here. So now looking at the daily chart, we're in this range, and I think we're in this range looking to react to this trend line right here. So like I think that's what it's waiting for. I think overall we want to push to that trend line, possibly trap bulls there and maybe move down and whatever, but you just want to react to the levels listed and kind of play it by day. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we got this crown-like pattern on the 15-minute chart. So short term, all buyer liquidity is above 1.024350 resistance and this trend line right here. So maybe possibly wait for a session, look for bull traps above there. Look for the short when we come back into value to one of the levels listed. If you zoom in right here, we are sort of forming a crown-like pattern, so that's the right shoulder right there. We might drop down. All seller liquidity is over there. Like I said, guys, you just want to react to the levels and play it by day. Last but not least, we're on gold. Gold, same thing. I talked about this last week. I said we took seller liquidity below this trend line, and obviously we trapped bears and started to push up. I said that we wanted to push up to that U resistance at that 51 level. So all buyer liquidity is taken on gold at the moment, so we can technically start to turn around, but bearish momentum is not confirmed yet, because for bearish momentum to be confirmed, we need to get an engulfing back into that 1751 support level, and then maybe we could possibly start to move down. But right now, at the moment, things do look bullish on gold, but we do got to keep in mind that buyer liquidity is grabbed above that level, and we never took out that 1675 support level overall. When we break it down to a 1 hour chart, we don't have any price action like everything else. So Same thing with gold, guys. You just want to wait for a session of your choice and kind of react to the levels listed and play it like that. Play it by day. You know, all buyer liquidity can be at 72 and also above this trend line. So if we push above this trend line, push back into value, you know, you can look for a short down to one of the levels listed. You know, but guys, you know, there are no buys. So like I said, just measure your trades, get 1 to 1, 2 to 1, and then move on, right? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, Instagram.com/ZeroDrawDrew. Also, I'm going to leave the link for my free group right here where I post these, you know, setups for free. It's going to be in the description below. So if you want to check that out, go for it. And yeah, that's it. So make sure you like this, subscribe, and we will see you guys when I see you. Peace.